Hi NASCAR fans, this is JB the P Motorsports Fan of 5 with another diecast review. Today's diecast review is Jack Sprague's 2002 Netzero Busch Series car for Hendrick Motorsports. This is the car Jack Sprague ran in the Busch, now NASCAR Masters, back in 2002. And with a car from Hendrick's original Busch team. A team that also ran the iconic Ricky Hendrick paint scheme that was the inspiration for Kyle Larson's HendrickCars.com car that's been running since 2021. Which actually I have a hauler of if you look off to the side right here. Nice. But this was actually a teammate car to Ricky Hendrick back in 2002. Before we look at the car, let's look at the card and the stand that come with it. As you can see on the card, you got Racing Champions, Chase the Race, Netzero, Jack Sprague, 24 in NASCAR. On the back, you got Chase the Race 2002, Jack Sprague, hometown Kannapolis, North Carolina, birth date 8/8/64, Racing Champions in NASCAR. As you can see on the base, you got Chase the Race, and it's on an angle. And then that little card just slots right in. But now onto the car itself. On the hood, you got Netzero Chevrolet with a black, red, and silver design. Kind of say, got a lot of these sponsors that are on Busch Series cars back then, like Ray Besto's NASCAR race car, Lincoln Welders, Mechanics Square. It looks like that might be a Penske logo, possibly. As well as MSD, Moroso, Comp Cams, Jessel. Well, sponsored on Busch cars back then. On the B post, you got Haas, Delphi, and can't make out what those bottom two sponsors are. In front of the rear wheel, you got BuyPower.com and Haas. This was also back when Gene Haas sponsored the Hendrick cars. On the quarter panel, you got Netzero, Quaker State, and GMAC, which was to sponsor that original Ricky Hendrick car. And look at there is a sponsor on the C-post, but I can't make out what it is because of how reflective the silver is. Or actually, see what is from this angle. 1/400. Looks like it says Mero. Nice. On the back bumper, you've got Netzero and 24. Same stuff down the right side as the left. You got Jack Sprague's name on the name rail. And on the deck, you got Haas. And you got 24 on the roof. And actually, this paint scheme might look familiar to some people. And that's because back in 2022 for Darlington, Cole Custer actually used that as his Darlington throwback. But yeah, you can see, and it made all the more sense because Haas was a sponsor on both. Kind of interesting that Haas didn't use the more stretched out logo for the deck lid though. Also interesting because they both had different multiple oil companies, or they had different oil companies. The Stuart Haas throwback right here has Mobile One somewhere on it. Well, the original had Quaker State, and Hendrick doesn't even use Quaker State anymore. They now use Valvoline. Anyways, this is JB the P Motorsports Fan of 5. See you next time.